Hello, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper, and welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel for Dukes of Hazzard Friday Night Live. Anyway, it's been one crazy week, hasn't it? But anyway, a little bit of channel stuff. Uh, YouTube sent me a message saying that my analytics aren't correct. The view count, subscriber count, like that stuff. It's all mixed up, I guess. So maybe YouTube will get it together. Hopefully before Trump takes office and he splits up these mass media or social media platforms. But yeah, YouTube's having problems with my channel. They just can't get what's going on with it right. I guess their AI must be screwed up. Must be pushing it beyond its limits. Anyway, if this channel doesn't get canceled, I got to do definitely some upgrades to the channel. Like I need to figure out more stuff on my computer so I can do picture-in-picture, that type of stuff. Make it look more professional is what I want to do. YouTube 3 out of 5 weeks had me shut up before the election. Crazy. Misinformation. Well, tell me, what's misinformation? Something you don't disagree with, that's misinformation? Maybe to you, but, then again, you can get on YouTube and say a man can have a baby, and that's not medical misinformation. But you sit there and mention anything against hi, Carol, how you doing? If you say anything against pharmaceutical companies and their cures for everything, you get silenced right away. I can't wait till Robert Kennedy gets in that administration and goes after the pharmaceutical companies, like a hot knife through butter. Oh yeah, there's some CEOs in that industry that, that were on the P. Diddy list and the Epstein list and need to be charged with certain things when you want to make a profit off other people suffering. Anyway, I just wonder if YouTube and all these other social media platforms are going to change and get rid of their community guidelines. See, this is the thing, social media platforms. The First Amendment does not come with community guidelines. And let me tell you another thing. The First Amendment supersedes your community guidelines. We're going to get into some of your community guidelines that obviously you're not enforcing, okay, with these meltdowns. We want to make YouTube a safe place, a safe environment and community. Really? So safety to you guys is, my life's getting threatened. That's safe to you guys as long as the liberals doing it. But if I make a comment that upsets somebody or scares them because they heard the truth, I get canceled. Like I say, don't worry, Jeff Bezos. Trump's pissed. You guys tried killing him. And part of the reason these maniacs were not doing it is because we were silenced. We were told it was misinformation. Trump is Hitler. All this stuff to send people that are on medication, people like this. I mean, just imagine if that first guy went to shot at Trump. I can't remember that little prick's name. But just imagine if he would have went through the election, imagine the video he would have put out. I mean, if you're willing to take a shot at Trump and get killed for it, just imagine the video he would have put out. But don't worry, YouTube, you're part of the blame for this. Like Goebbels said, keep saying the lie enough and enough people will believe it. Well, we definitely see that happened over the last 4 years, without a doubt. These people sucked all of it in. I mean, I had one of them misinformed liberals was women that was talking about how they had to go to the Supreme Court because they want to take Kamala Harris off the ballot. No, dum-dum. They were trying to take Trump off the ballot in some states. See, where these people get their facts, they never look into anything. Somebody told me something. My college professor told me something, and he's the smartest person in the world. So I have nothing better to do except to believe him. Anybody says anything against that? By the way, what's going on now? Social media platforms have a lot to do with it, and the mass media has a lot to do with it. But from this election, we know that even simple little voices like mine might have made a difference. I don't know, it's strange I get cut off for 2 weeks before the election, get put back on election day, right? Like I say, channels start taking off, people start listening to me. I'm not saying I'm always right or my opinion's right, but that's what I live by, and that's what makes me happy. I'm definitely not expecting everybody to agree with everything I say. You know, when did we get into a world where you're supposed to agree with everybody or somebody? Well, then it'd be everybody thinking the same way, right? A communist system. Everybody thinking and acting and living in the same apartment, driving the same car, using the same toilet paper. Communist. Anybody get it yet? And you know why I stocked up on toilet paper? See, everybody doesn't understand during the pandemic. Why did Tom stock up on toilet paper? Because when the Soviet Union collapsed, it was the first thing everybody ran out of. When civilizations collapse, no matter which one, even the ancient ones, yeah, toilet paper was the first thing that they ran out of, that everybody hoarded. I don't know, it must be a genetic in the human psyche or something. But you know, that's one thing I keep telling people. Just because our technology has changed over the thousands of years, the basic human being hasn't. We still have our own little greed, and everything that makes a human being bad was the same things that made a human being bad back then. Oh, my ear itches. Busy with the cows today, I tell you what. It's going to be a busy cup until next Friday, until the bowl auction's over. We got to get ready for it, and we're shorthanded. I don't know if everybody realizes, but Trump won the election. It's time to get back to work. You know, listen, the unemployment problem in this problem. There ain't an unemployment problem in this country. There's a problem with people that want to work. And anybody who goes out there, the working man goes out there and busts his ass, knows that. Anyway, so we'll bring I love this. We'll bring illegals in to take the jobs the Americans don't want to do. And we're supposed to be a self-sufficient country. Who thinks that way? There isn't a job that I ain't willing to do to put food on my table, especially when I had my family. No job was below me. Okay? But whatever. Anyway, let's get on to the video. The mental illness on display. I mean, we've all been watching these meltdowns. All right, and it's pretty sad. This is what happens when, people are convinced that the lies are the truth. They're all medicated, and God knows what's happened to their brains because of their experimental, who knows? But remember, as you're watching these are the people that want us to be like them. They're crazy. When they had 20 million more votes than they did normally, and Biden won with the most votes ever, I don't remember that happening from Republicans. Does anybody remember that? Acting that way? Us uneducated, garbage deplorables clinging to our guns and Bibles. Anybody remember that? I remember a peaceful protest on January 6th that was taken over or were Antifa and BLM, and I've seen the video of them smashing the windows in the Capitol. And I've seen the video of the Capitol, the Capitol Police letting people in. Yeah, there's a few people that got out of hand. But you guys had 20 million more votes than you normally do. Oh yeah, Minnesota had 105% voter turnout in 2020. I haven't seen what they had this year, but I bet you it wasn't even probably 72%. And what was that precinct in Michigan that had 375% voter turnout? Nothing to see there. 20 million extra votes, right? That's something that needs to be investigated. That's treasonous, committed a coup on the United States government and the American people. It's punishable by death. We can't let that be swept under the rug. A crime like that has to be exposed. It has to be paid for. And I bet you any money. That's why old Biden wants Trump at the White House sit down and say, hey, you're going to find out a lot of stuff when you sit down in that chair in the Oval Office. But, can we work out some type of deal? I don't care if you fry Hunter, but can we at least save my old ass? And this is the thing, too. Trump needs to come out with the truth. Once a week, he needs to hold a fireside chat. Now, even though FDR was a Democrat and I didn't like him, I don't like him and stuff, trying to stack the Supreme Court. All the stuff that Democrats try to talk about doing, FDR, okay? But he gave those fireside chats, the truth. And that's what we need. The truth needs to be exposed. Trump, at least once a week, needs to sit down and give an address on YouTube. It doesn't have to be with cameras blind. Puts it on YouTube, everybody's going to watch it, or Twitter, and expose these people as we're seeing them marched in their orange suits and stuff. They need to be held accountable by the law just like everybody else. Like I say, this is the reason we're in this mess. Anyway, okay. It's just these meltdowns are beyond crazy. I mean, I had to shut them off because my dogs started going crazy because they sound like wild animals. Wild animals. Oh, that's right. They never were taught to discipline their emotions. Remember when we were growing up and they told us to stop acting stupid, smacked us? Stop thinking stupid? Anyway, and it's nothing. They believe in democracy, right? Okay, well, Trump even got the popular vote. So according to their democracy, even though we're a constitutional republic, they should be happy, right? No, they're only happy if the democracy agrees with them. Then they're good to go with it. Other than that, forget it. This is the hypocrisy of the morons. Okay. And obviously, these people are very angry. Okay. I even saw one news thing where this, I don't know. I think he was just an official. I don't think he was a congressman or nothing, but saying about Kamala putting her on the Supreme Court just to see Republicans react. Really? You'd want her on there just because the Republicans would hate her? Oh, that's another thing. We don't need to know about her policies. I mean, this side note, it's going to be a long time before the Democrats ever take charge of any part of the government again. J.D. Vance has it in the bag in 2028. I mean, everybody. I mean, I'll honestly say he's about as popular as Trump is. As Trump is. And after these 4 years, I mean, I love the guy. He was a Marine. Okay. I want to see a woman in office. I want to see a Marine as the president of the United States. Hell yeah. Hoorah. All day long. But anyway, if he was an idiot, though, I went. If he was General Milli Vanilli, forget it. All right. Kamala Supreme Court. Just get a reaction out of, you know, the Republicans, conservatives. See, these people, it's all about, I want them to feel like me. I'm miserable. I'm miserable. You know, we had to swallow that pill in 2016 and go on with our lives. And then I moved up to Minnesota and had to deal with Governor Tim Walz. Woo! Thank God I'm not there no more. You know, that's another guy. You know, he's never going to win the governorship again. He's been exposed way too much. Okay. Okay. Come on, Supreme Court. And now they're calling for women not to sleep with your men. Okay. Don't have sex. I have 5 daughters. Don't even go there with me. That and with women. Okay. Don't even go there with me with that. Don't start a family. Okay, you talk like don't start a family. Well, you guys want the abortions. How are you starting a family if you're getting abortions? See, they're retarded. When they get upset, they start arguing against their own, what they believe in. Anyway, and then there was a company in California called Crush Cakes. I don't know if you've seen this. And they're not going to make cakes for anybody that voted for Trump. And, you know, I'm not even going to say what they put on the cake. Just derogatory stuff with emblems on the cake of that derogatory thing. Okay. Now, I think it was Arizona, wasn't it? Where that one bakery didn't want to bake a cake for a gay couple who was getting married and they were forced to. Everybody remember that? These people can't take what they dish out. All the anger. We're just getting started with this. All right? This gal, I'm feral today. She wants to eat people. I just want, see some guys walk, I just want to take a bite out of them. Remember, these are the people that want us to be like them. Okay? I become a vegetarian before I eat a human being. Crazy talk. See, this is what happens. There was one that was actually given a video about how she had to run and get her medication because she really needs it today. These people they're on mental medication. They're unstable. That's why they're on that medication. You know, the crutch. I need my medication. Okay, and then there was the story of 81-year-old woman went up to 2 Trump supporting ladies that were, one looked like she's black and the other one looked like she might have been Mexican black. I want to know why you voted for Trump. I want to know, you know, it's none of your business, witch. If you don't have the IQ of a frog, I want to understand, I will know why you voted for Kamala. But she ended up punching these ladies. And 81, I mean, she was a big woman. She didn't look 81 either. But she punched these 2 ladies. And now they're going to charge her with hate crimes. These are the people that want us to be like that. You know, thank God that us conservatives have control over our emotions. Because if we didn't, yes, this world, if we acted like them, this world would be a very dangerous place. Extremely dangerous. Because if we got like that, we'd be 100 times more dangerous than them. You know, this is the thing, we always need to high on moral ground. We'll wait till we've been pushed beyond limits before we're forced to act. And I tell you what, that's one reason I feel so great, is because I don't have to go to war now. At least I hope not. I don't have to worry about the FBI or ATF coming down the North Whitman Road at a 6 a.m. rate to shoot me down. Or be worried about a president that's threatening me with F-15 Hellfire missiles and nuclear weapons. But the thing is, if these people do start up after Trump gets office, well, thank you, Democrats, for DOD Directive 5240.01, because the shit will get put down this time. I don't think they should have to use lethal force. I think it should just be like an old barroom brawl. Get in there and kick their asses and then throw cuffs on them. Anyway, a little bit of a scrapper, you might understand, okay? Okay. And then these people are also making videos that are going to get them in extreme amount of trouble. Like that one lady on there, does anybody know how to get a hitman? Are you kidding me? See, this is what I mean, YouTube. That stuff passes your community guidelines? Really? I talk about DOD Directive 5240.01 and describe what our military can do because I've seen it. And that's violent and dangerous content. But somebody's asking to get a hold of a hitman to take out Trump? Really? Well, I don't know if the YouTube team quite understand it's nothing but, nothing but AI and stuff like that, the algorithms. Look at these people. They're lazy dumb fucks. Okay? If they can have a computer do it and they can sit there and eat their donut and watch their porn instead of doing their job, that's what they're going to do. So what algorithm? You know what? When YouTube goes out of business, you know what happens to you in your AI? What is AI scared of the most? Oh, yeah, that human being pulling the plug. Crazy. But then again, if they program this computer like they programmed the people over the last 4 years, and that's what they've done. They have programmed these people to believe something that didn't happen. I mean, okay, I got ways to go yet. All right. Yeah, but they're making preparations. Hey, how's it going tonight? Just talking about the meltdown videos, which I'm sure we're all watching. The mental illness completely on display. Remember, preparations, you're supposed to be just like them, okay? They couldn't put me in a re-education camp long enough to become like that. Yeah, I had to shut them off the TV because my dogs thought they had wild animals in the house. Yeah, I didn't go, night election, after I got off my live stream, I turned on TV and I did not go to bed till after Trump started speaking because I was not going to wake up to what I did in 2020. I was flipping through all of them, but you could see as the night goes on, and then of course the blame game, The View, watch that, misogynistic, this, that, the other thing. Talk about Donald Trump and his aggressive act towards, women love being around Donald Trump. That's what the Democrats and politicians don't understand. Anybody loves being around Donald Trump. It's nothing sexual, okay? It's like being around, he's got charisma. But, they're just, what about Joe Biden's, what was it, 1996, where he raped his aide? We don't hear nothing about that. And you're going to talk about Donald Trump? What about Kamala Harris's sexual exploits? That was one thing that was never brought up in the election, was her crazy ass sex life. P. Diddy connections. I heard Obama and Michael left the country. I don't know. I can't catch up on that, but I don't care. Let them leave. We'll just send SEAL Team 6 after him and give him a double tap and dump him off in the ocean. Anyway, I mean, these people, I saw a video where these two girls were breaking their TV. Trump was on there. They broke their TV. I don't remember breaking anything when we got the election stole from us in 2020. Like I say, I remember us getting accused of an insurrection on January 6th, and a lot of people went to jail, still in jail, and Trump better take care of that on the first day. Pardons everybody, gets them the hell out of jail, and fill those jail cells up with the guards and Liz Cheney and the January 6th committee and everybody. The truth needs to come out. This is one thing with Donald Trump. The truth better come out. Or I am going to be on here screaming at him. Public. They shot at you. You got a mugshot and all this shit. It doesn't matter anymore, buddy. They can't do anything worse to you. And then Chuck Schumer take on the intelligence agencies. You know what? They bleed just like we do. The problem is they don't think they do. Come out here, you little bitches. You'll find out that your college education and your guns aren't going to protect your ass. Anyway, then that video, the white dudes for Kamala. Can you be imagined to be such a pathetic male that you would admit to belonging to white dudes for Kamala? I mean, I'm a Sigma male, so I don't quite understand that. What are you going to be, Kamala's bitch? Is that what you're saying? You'll wear the leather and the S&M and all that stuff for? Is that what white dudes for Kamala are? Because they ain't men. Dudes. White dudes. Well, we got real men for Trump. That supersedes your white dudes for Kamala. Yeah, I'm so sick of these beta males. And then they get on there and threaten us. They've never been in a fight before in their life. Unless they came up behind somebody and sucker punched them and ran away. Okay? They never stood toe-to-toe with anybody. They never been in life or death situations. And then I got to hear them comment how they're going to sit there and do stuff to me. Come out here and bring it on. Whatever. Fools. Too much Call of Duty. Way, way, way too much. You got a skinny kid with a skateboard. He thinks I don't even know the names of the superheroes these days or the Avengers, but I'm sure he's one of the Avengers. Okay, one other subject I want to get in. Now we got illegals. Illegals putting videos on too. Prepperines, we're looking at a place, but do you think right now is a good time to buy a house? I am trying to get I'll tell you what. On a house, I'll tell you the straight up honest truth with this. I had a piece of property, 10-acre piece of property in Minnesota, out in the woods and stuff. And I had 10-acre piece with a house on it. Now, my taxes on that 10 acres, even though I had put my camper out there, but see, nothing was on a foundation. I had my horses out there, developed that electricity out there. My taxes were $162 on that 10 acres every year. Now, where my house was at, it was almost $3,000 a year. And then when it comes to selling it, my goodness gracious, I sold my land. It was just signing my name. You sell a house, every government, they check your water, everything. And then if you show your house, talk about, and I did it when the market was booming. I basically didn't live in my house for 3 days. I always had to leave because they were coming through and looking. And then after, the bids were coming in, I told my realtor, he wanted to get more money. I said, I can't take this anymore. Just take the highest bid and be done with it, which was way more we were asking anyway. See, that's another thing I found out when buying and selling a house, you just become somebody that they're making money off of. But, homesteading, find a piece of property and develop it. If you got to go out there and buy, a $3,000 crap camper to live in for a year as you clear trees and put a septic in, and it just that's just the best way to do it. Start from scratch. And I've seen you're a young, healthy, strapping guy. That's what I would do. I'll never buy a house again. I'll buy property again and put my camper on it and stuff and develop it that way. But there's no way I'll ever put a building with a see. That's another thing. If it don't have a foundation, you don't need a building permit. Okay, that's another thing. So anyway, I'm just once you buy a house, see that this thing too. You pay about an average of 2% in taxes every year on your place. So if you're paying a mortgage, say a 40-year mortgage, after 40 years you paid one time with the interest probably 2 times for the house, and then after 50 years you paid for your house again in taxes. The place is ready to go, man. I wish I could show it to you and pay you for consulting. Hey, did you watch my witching for water video? Sit out there with your rods and find the water. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, make a video, throw it on there. I'll watch it. But where was I? Okay, illegals on Trump, right? But yeah, that's my deal on a house. Just remember, a house has a lot more obligations. See, the thing is, it's worth money. So you got all these people, and if you're making money preparings, and if you got an extra quarter in your pocket, you got 1,000 people wanting it. So it's just you're worth more. So the government's just involved in your life more. That's the easiest way to put it. Okay. And I paid right just on my mortgage what I was paying, which was relatively cheap. I got cheap interest rates and stuff. But I paid an extra $400 a month just in what the taxes were, tax burden every month on and my homeowner's insurance. On top of that. And then I had to have more homeowners insurance in Minnesota because I lived alongside a lake road and I had 3 horses. So I had to cover more insurance for the horses in case they got out and somebody hit them. And you can't say, no, I don't want to do that. No, you have to do it. I don't like money. If you're starting out young, you got a good woman and stuff. You guys can make it into a home, good place for kids and stuff. But, just drive around once and check for the neighbors, because once you buy it, those neighbors are forever. Okay. That's why I sold my property, because I didn't like the neighbors. So my developed land, but I didn't have a house on because I didn't like the neighbors. It just wasn't going. Okay, now to the illegals. Okay, they're coming up with videos. They don't even care. They're calling Trump a felon. They're calling Trump a felon. You realize, dum-dum, when you cross the border illegally, you're a felon? They have no concept of it. They've been told it's okay. What is it? Protective status. I don't care what kind of paperwork the government tries to give an illegal, they're an illegal. Okay? And then this one guy was on there just crying his eyes out, telling how his mom's an illegal and giving her address out on the video. This is what I mean. These are people that call the cops on themselves, okay? These are the people you see in cops. I can't watch that show because I mean it's just decline of humanity. Just like these meltdown videos talk about decline of society, just complete decline. But now we even got illegals. Prep Marines. I saw that video. It was a joke because she hates her mother-in-law. He hates his mother-in-law. It's just the audacity of these people. If they start marching, INS better be there with paddy wagons and buses, arresting them and driving them straight down to the border. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay? This is the thing. Trump takes office on January 20th. These people know that. So they got 70 days, 71 days before he takes office. That's plenty of time to get your shit together and get the hell out of here. You can do it the hard way or the easy way, or we can all help Trump do it the hard way. But you know what? Even the Latinos want you guys out of here. Okay? The ones who came here legally, the ones who were trying to get the hell away from your kind, that's why they came here legally. Anyway, the audacity of these people. Flat out brain dead. Prep Marines, how do you think Trump will deport them? This is what needs to happen, Prep Marines. He needs to tell everybody. He needs to authorize all American citizens, every single one of us, to round them up, because he can't do it on his own. There's 30 million of them. There'll at least be 100 plus million that want to get rid of them. Okay? Yeah, deputize us. Whatever. And sit there and say, hey, you guys rent the bus, you guys rent the 10-man van, you get it down there, you send that receipt into the government, we'll pay you right away. Or they'll have a government agent paying you for it right away if we can't have the money there. See, this is the thing. We all have to do it together now. Now the work starts. Like I said at the beginning, Trump won. Everybody needs to get the hell back to work. All right? But yeah, all the American citizens need to kick in this. We all need to fix this country again. If we don't want to fight a war, we need to get this fixed in the next 4 years. All these people that are putting these videos on and stuff, do you honestly think they're going to last 1 second in a firefight? I mean, okay, especially these beta males. I mean, some of them, like EGOTs. For years I've been looking at these, 10 to 16-year-olds when I walk through Walmart and just seeing the decline of the males. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, they're going to take my place? Are you kidding me? They're going to take my place? But anyway, that's the white dudes for Kamala. Whatever. And Kamala's husband is the new masculinity, right? I would like her husband to come out here and spend just one of these days I'm going to endure over the next 6 days between working cows and setting up for the bull sale. Yeah, it's not just setting up for the bull sale. It's working cows. 10-hour, 12-hour days. Crazy. I like the new masculine man to come out and join me. I'd love to see him step in a pile of cow shit. Not because you want to, but it's just because it's everywhere on the ground. That sounds like something I need to do. Do you offer a course? No, but we need help. I tell you what, this is what it was, Prep Marines. I was going through my second divorce. My wife took the kids, doing that stupid little game. I was 40 years old. free education out there. No, I was 39 years old. And I went out. I am off all night. And I went out to Wyoming in the middle of winter because I need to clear my head. I need to get up there in the mountains, talk to God. And I learned I knew how to sit on a horse without falling off compared to, I'm an expert rider now. So, I thought I knew how to ride back then, new horse. I had no shit. But now, yeah, I can rope and ride and shoot off my horses, the best of them. I'm a cowboy. But I learned that at 40. But, I tell you what, this is one thing. All my knowledge I got up here, from horse training to, one thing none of my kids would ever do is I'm into martial arts, and they would never want to go that way. I never got to teach none of my kids that stuff. I really wish they would have, they tried it, but once it got to the stretching was hurting too much. And, like I say, my stretch routine's 20, 25 minutes. And when I get done with that, I'm already sweating my ass off just from stretching. But anyway, all my knowledge is for free. If somebody's willing to learn it and take the time to learn it, what he's going to go through learning is the price he'll pay. Okay, I'm not going to charge him for it or that person for it. Okay, you get to learn how to ride a horse. It hurts. Everybody, oh, my ass part. No, your bottom of your feet hurt because you're standing up all the time. You're always standing in your saddle. You ride all day. The bottom of your feet are just killing you. Anyway, that's why you need a good pair of cowboy boots, because if you wear those cheap stuff that these beta males say they're cowboys, those will wear through the soles in a month. Anyway, just from being in the stirrups. All right. Now, we go on. What's causing this? What caused all this? Well, this is what happens when you have 20 million more votes in 2020 and Joe Biden got the most ballots ever, and Minnesota voted 105%, and, all that type of stuff. And people believed it. Now, YouTube, you want to call that disinformation? That's fine. You just come up with an explanation that explains that. When it doesn't come to a pandemic and mail-in voting, plus locking the observers out and shutting the vote. See, this needs to be brought up. All the damage that election has caused these meltdowns. When Hillary Clinton lost, that we didn't have a mental illness epidemic like we do now. Yeah, we had some protests and stuff like that, but not mental illness epidemic. People cannot control their emotions. No, we just can't get past this. You stole the election from us, you witches. And you expect us. It's get to the point where how can I say this? The guilty need to be punished for this, what they did to these people. And then putting them on medication and screwing their brains up even more. And if put spike proteins and screwed their brain up even more, where their brain's starving for oxygen, to the point where some girl wants to take bites out of human beings. These people don't realize, but they need justice too. And the justice ain't going to be getting rid of the people that want to bring these people to justice. They're so far gone. These are the same people that leave the comments on my channel. These are the same people that complain and get my channel canceled. Okay? I mean, they just can't see it. The average normal thinking human being looks at these thinking, how can these people be so lost? Well, let me tell you, You raise a kid in a cage and tell him he's free every day, he'll think he's a free man. They want to sit there and say, oh, I want an abortion. If we could just have abortion, I'd be free. If we could just have illegals come up here and we could pay for everything, they'd be free. And then crying about Ukraine. I heard Ukraine and Russia may sit down for peace talks. They may be at peace before Trump even gets in office. Wouldn't that be nice? They can't see the good that's coming out of this. And this is one thing I'm going to do. I'm so sick of these videos and I'm so sick of the threats. So for the next few days, I am going to put on nothing but I'm happy as hell because Trump got elected videos for my thought of the day, just to piss him off. I mean, I got one of my thoughts of the day that got only 25% likes. It got 75% dislikes, okay? Because this is what the YouTube does. They'll take my videos. I know this. They'll put it on. Okay, they know all this information. Who watches me? Who's a Democrat? Who, people that never watch me. They put it on their feeds first. And I get all this hate stuff. Okay. Just crazy. Unless I will admit, Carol, most of the time you're my first viewer on my stuff. But I want to get these videos down to where I only have like 10% thumbs up, where I have 90%. Okay, you guys want to, I can piss anybody off. Anybody see my shorts of the day? I can definitely piss off a liberal. Put in my own little twisted way to screw in their freaking brains. Maybe if I screw it in, see, this is the thing. When it gets to them and they got to think about it, they got to write that comment. But I guarantee you, they never stop thinking about it. That's one thing. If you trigger a liberal, they're always thinking about it. Maybe I can trigger a liberal enough where they start thinking about it and, whoa, I understand now. And then the going on about people want cheaper gas and cheaper groceries, picked women over the economy over women. Well, I don't know if anybody's ever been married, but if your woman isn't happy, you don't have a happy marriage. And any marriage that struggles with money is not a happy marriage. So if you're trying to vote for Donald Trump so you can put more, get more bang for your buck, and your wife is complaining about it because she wants to pay more in taxes and live next to illegals so their dogs and cats can get eaten, oh, and your daughters can get used like a play down, thrown away after they get done using them. That's what you call freedom? This is what happens when you stop teaching history in school, American history, real American history. I mean, I was out of the Marine Corps before I heard that, started hearing this garbage about the founding fathers. Poisoned their minds, and then got them on medication, and they got them to screw them up even more. These people need to be punished. And then they sat there and stole an election, committed a coup on the U.S. government and the U.S. people. Now, I don't know and anybody who helped them out, any media, any social media or mass media platform, mainstream media, Rachel Maddow, we need, like I say, the truth needs to be heard. Just like the Germans having to walk through the concentration camp to see what their country had lowered themselves to, these people need to see the truth. And we need a Nuremberg 2.0 for politicians, the pharmaceutical companies, the media companies, the social media companies, for crimes against humanity, all this other shit, and then the stuff of P. Diddy and Jeff Epstein. I mean, where do you go? They try to sit there and make me feel bad because I won't wear my seatbelt, and these people are just beyond evil. How many of these kids that have been reported missing, that their parents are just been missing for years, were taken by these people with a van pulling up one night and shoving them in the van? Could you imagine if that truth came out? Anybody responsible for that, you couldn't keep them safe enough. You couldn't put them in a prison safe enough. The parents would get at them. Could you blame them? But this is the sick stuff that needs to be exposed. Okay? Flat out. All right. And then, also, family splitting up. You hear the videos about our family hasn't got along for months. 1860 all over again. Brother against brother. How are we going to get past this? It's not just going to be Trump. When I told you about going to a neighbor that disagrees with you, and not maybe talking to him right away, but just as you drive by him, wave to him. He drives by you, wave to him. Kill him with kindness so he can't even figure out a reason to be mad at you anymore. And then you start communicating. And then even though you have differences, you find out that, hey, the differences aren't as big as everybody told us they were. Because you gotta take the higher road with these people. Now, I've done it before. It works. Not that they're going to want to have a barbecue with you, but it's not like they're going to be making videos like this and trying to find a hitman to take you out. I don't know what's going to happen with these people in another week or so, if they're going to be able to calm themselves down and deal with reality that you guys are about 1% of the population. Okay. But anyway, we got a long ways to go. I hope everybody's ready for the work. I tell you what, when it comes to, if we have any illegals in this county, it's very few. That's another thing. Trump better get some laws passed, even though we haven't. But any company or business that hires an illegal gets fined I don't care if it's a landscaping business, $1 million and a year in prison for every illegal you hire. Okay? We want to get rid of the welfare system. We need to put people back to work. We want to get these people happy with their lives. Remember how happy it was when you earned that first paycheck? And you looked at it and said, I didn't get everything I worked for. But the independence you felt, stuff, this is the feeling these people need to feel instead of waiting for their EBT card to be filled up. They need to feel what it's like to struggle and accomplish a goal. We'll give them self-esteem, not giving them handouts. I can't, Trump went straight to work after he won the election. I would have took 3 days and slept. Right at it. And the best thing about it, he's been president already. You pretty much got the Oval Office there right at Mar-a-Lago now. And with Congress coming in and the Senate coming in, they're going to have bills on his desk right after he gets done giving his inauguration speech. And we're going to get business done this time. He learned his lesson. Maybe it's a good thing. Everything happens for a reason, okay? And maybe people just didn't quite understand how bad this country, how bad the shape this country was in. And we needed 4 more years of the Democrats to realize that Trump was right. Or the country did know, and with the 20 million plus votes they got last election, that might have helped. Anyway, the country obviously knows now that the Democratic Party is nothing but a communist manifesto. I mean, when she's quoting Karl Marx in her speeches and wants to say she's for the Constitution in America, tell me what part of communism fits in our Constitution at all, besides the socialism that they brought into it already. I like to see him go down to a cabinet of 3 people: Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Treasury. He's talking about moving agencies out of DC all over the country. How about just get rid of them? Our local law enforcement is supposed to handle their jurisdictions. No federal police force. Get rid of the IRS. I'm telling you. He takes office and he does. Okay, he spends money like a drunken sailor this time. It's done. I don't see people in orange jumpsuits, the criminals punished. Okay, we need the man in there that said he was going to be. Or the lone wolf prepper is just going to have a bunch more videos to put on about how we're getting screwed. Okay? We need to reinstate the Constitution of the United States, the document, the rules of this country that made this country and the world great because of it. Anyway. But that's all I got for tonight. Appreciate everybody being here. But, these people are beyond help. Unless they start opening up mental institutions, or Trump starts doing his fireside chat every week, or truth side chat. Okay? Expose these people, have them arrested. All I know is the other side hates us. Thank God they're all beta males and women that are just flat out nuts. I mean, the one was cutting her hair off. Like, say, you tell me when did this happen in 2020 when they stole the election? Which one of us conservatives were on social media doing that? But we had tried to have a peaceful protest that isn't fiery but mostly peaceful, and we get called for insurrection. I'll tell you one thing, government. Trump won. Pull any of your shenanigans, and the people are going to come out of their minds on our side and shut you guys up and show you something you guys definitely don't want to deal with. Anyway, so let's hope we have a peaceful transition. Anyway, everybody enjoy their Friday night. This is the Lone Wolf Prepper. Out.